For the zero G, we used a winch system. So we built a huge gantry above our sets, and we had 3 gantries that run independently from a computerized winch system. So we then program the path that the actor has to fly, whether it's in a straight line, whether it's diagonal, goes up and back down. We can program that path exactly so it will repeat every time. So for that, that's how we created the actual movement, and then from that we have to then train the actors. The actors then have just to learn to move with the winch system and not get ahead of it or behind it. Because obviously we're not in zero G, we're actually on wires still. So we're trying not create the swing that you would get on wires that you wouldn't have in space. But also in space you would also have this continuous movement. You would never actually be still. So it's a fine line between some swing and no swing, really, to create that, and the actors interacting with the sets. We just looked on YouTube and looked at the different astronauts on the stations and how they moved around the spacecraft, especially when they're on spacewalks and when they're internally in the space station. Obviously, we're 20 years ahead. We have more up-to-date suits, and there's a little bit of leeway then on how we would move in a less cumbersome suit. Whereas when you watch astronauts in space, it is hard work. Really from the shoulders down, their body doesn't move because they're just locked into a big suit, and it is hard work, and it's very meticulous how they move. The difficulty is trying to achieve a real zero G, because at the end of the day you are actually hanging on wires, you're not in zero G. So it's a combination of us moving the actors on the wires and training them to how to move, their interpretation, and then also you have the visual effects factor will come in, and they will tweak those moves that we do as well in conjunction with us. When they initially joined us, we first put them in to do a wire rehearsal with them, just so they can do a front somersault, back somersault. They can hold themselves flat on the front and on their back, and just build up their core stability, and also understanding when you reach out you're going to fall forward and you come back in, you can stay more stable. So how they move. So we spent an amount of time doing that with them, and then we would then start to train them doing the exact moves that they are going to be required on set, whether it's in the airlock, whether it's the spacewalk outside the craft, or whether it's Sanchez coming up through the tube, etc.